It only has like 2 movies, but still.
Well, it has 3.
Technically.
Actually, no, not 3. It will have 3.
Yeah.
Actually, no, technically it has 4 already. But we're not going to be talking about those other 2 because we haven't watched them.
Yeah.
Godzilla 2014.
I love this movie. People might not like it. It has problems, the suspense, the cutting off of fights, but other than that, like I absolutely love this movie.
It's a good story.
I remember us 3, we had waited years because I think it came out in 2014, but the original teaser was like 2011 or something. So we were waiting forever for this movie to come in. And it finally did. We went, we saw it, we bought like Godzilla merch and we like wore it there, and oh my god, I was not disappointed at all. It was an amazing movie.
I came out with a different opinion.
Really?
Yes. I thought it was kind of disappointing, personally.
Well,
I did not like the acting in that film.
At least it had a story that was interesting.
Well, the characters are so bland.
Mhm.
And, also, you go to a Godzilla movie to see Godzilla, and he's only in that for the last, like, his fights are in, like, the last 20 minutes.
I do remember this. When I first came out, we looked at reviews and stuff before we saw it, and apparently, Godzilla didn't actually appear
until an hour
through the movie.
And
but that didn't bother me because that made his first appearance
good,
even more exciting. Like, I don't know, maybe show his first appearance just in the video, but that was so cool. One, it's in the air. Okay, yeah, I know a lot of people don't like this because they make this big appearance, he's there, and then they cut off and they show snippets of the fight on news. But just how the Mutos are attacking, or the Muto, there hasn't been 2 at this point. The Muto is attacking the airport, and then you just see you see there's a chain reaction of explosions. He blows up an airplane. The airplanes all are blowing up. Everybody's in the airport watching, and then you just see a giant foot come down, and the entire airport goes silent. That was just.
One of the things I do have to say is Godzilla is fat.
I think they were going for a more realistic look in this movie because he has like gills and stuff. If you don't notice, he has gills on the side of his head. He's got like.
He looks more bumpy.
And I found this little comic online of people talking about that, and you will see it on screen now. So, what'd you think of that?
I don't know. It was kind of funny. Godzilla was kind of fat in this, especially his legs. He didn't really have dinosaur legs. He had more like elephant feet.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But again, I think they were going for a little bit of a more realistic approach. Because when the building, he gets crushed by a building at one point in the movie, and you think it's over. I know in other movies that would not have happened. The building would have just kind of like crumbled around him, and he would have stood up like, "Oh, I'm fine." But like, again, it made you. There were 2 points in the movie where like, "Oh, Godzilla's dead. That's it," and it definitely tried to get you to attach to Godzilla a lot more than in the other movies. And it's like, "Oh, he's a bad guy. Yeah, you kill him at the end." Like, and another thing about this, Godzilla isn't invincible in this movie like he is in other movies. He gets attacked, or he gets beaten a lot, and I don't know, it's just, and they managed to bring all of his powers, like, 1998 kind of was like, oh, he has fire breath, let's just put it in this 1 2-second clip, but, Godzilla 2014, they did good with the fire breath, and I was scared, because when I saw it, I was like, his fire breath doesn't come up till late in the movie, and I was like, oh god, I'm nervous because I don't know if it's gonna happen. And then you just see that part where you just see his tail swing by and it's like glowing blue, and it just slowly goes up his spikes. That part was cool. Like,
and then the military people are like, oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
Another thing is another one of the problems I have with this film is Godzilla. Why?
What?
Why? why is your roar sound so wrong compared to the other films?
What are you talking about?
His roar sounds so weird compared to the other films.
No, it sounds like... Here,
Godzilla has a certain sound to it, and it just sounds wrong to me.
It sounds like the original movie. Like
it sounds more realistic.
Another problem I had with it is, I'm trying to remember. Oh, let's blow up a nuclear monster with a nuke.
Oh yeah,
makes perfect sense.
This did have some. This movie did have some bad logic points. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the How It Should Have Ended of this movie. It's really funny. Like, when the boat's going offshore at the end, like, the boat's going offshore. The city's saved. It's like, that boat's like not even a mile offshore. This city's still gonna blow up. It's like, that part was that was really funny, because when the boat explodes at the end, I don't even know if it's past the Golden Gate Bridge. It's like, yeah, it's just done.
Next up is, I'll let Adam and you do it at the same time.
Oh,
Shin Godzilla!
Adam, it's your turn to do it.
What?
Adam, it's your turn to say.
Shin Godzilla!
He doesn't do it.
Yeah, Brian does it the best.
I have not seen this movie, but I've seen parts of it. Godzilla looks kind of, in his first form, he looks kind of stupid.
Well, yeah,
he looks like he has googly eyes.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. One pause. This is, you say that Godzilla, no, don't pause the actual. You say that Godzilla's Roar 2014 isn't good, but I think this is one of his best. Here, wait, let me. Dang it.
$782. Deal. Liberty Mutual? That's a great company.
This video is not sponsored by Liberty Mutual. Yeah, here it is. Wait. Let me skip it a bit. This is not him. This is music.
This sounds like Godzilla.
This is one of his best versions.
Wow,
it's cool. Like,
well, let's compare that to Shin Godzilla, which is the original films.
Yeah.
Roar.
It sounds different.
Because
I will admit that.
Brian, they used the original Roar from like 70s. No,
Yeah.
from like 60s.
Let's compare it.
Get your headphones in.
Oh.
Well, that's from the original.
Not doing it.
That's from 1954.
It's not, but it's got the same. It's got the same, like at the end how it like goes deep. Like it's got that, and it's got the graveliness, I guess. It's just like they tried to modernize this Roar.
Cause I heard that how they did that Roar was with metal.
Godzilla 2016 is apparently one of the best of the Godzilla series.
I will admit, not counting Godzilla Earth, which is the one that we haven't seen as an anime, this is the biggest form of Godzilla. Am I right?
118 meters.
Yeah.
No, that's Godzilla Earth.
No.
Shin Godzilla is 90 meters. 96.
No, he's like 100.
It's 118.
Yeah, this is the biggest Godzilla yet. And if you've seen the movie, you can tell. Like he's big. When he comes out of the movie, comes out of the ocean for the final time, he's huge. And this movie was kind of weird with the whole stages of Godzilla. How he starts off as just a tail, and then he's like that weird dog thing with no arms or legs, and he's like a worm, but he bleeds everywhere. That was kind of gruesome. How did he just like splashes blood all over the place? But yeah.
But what I don't get is they just added like he does lasers out of his spine.
Yeah, he's got fire breath, and then he's got lasers.
Well, apparently there's a theory for this movie that there's a character named Goromaki who dies off of the boat, and he somehow, even before Godzilla's first appearance, he automatically knows, and he's already mapped all of Godzilla's systems, And there's a theory that Goramaki became Shin Godzilla. Because as soon as Godzilla appears, it's in the same exact spot where he fell off the boat.
Yeah.
So
this movie was, it has a lot of this was a really dark movie, I want to say, in some spots. It was almost went back to the first movie. It was like when I watched it, I was like I had this feeling of hopelessness, because Godzilla is literally invincible. They can't do anything to him except for the bombs, but he eventually finds a way to counter that even.
And let's also talk about that final shot that I've seen of the tail.
There's apparently Godzilla's
offsprings.
Final form, and there's they're basically these humanoid creatures with Godzilla's spikes, and those are supposed to invade the ground level, I guess, and kill off what Godzilla can't reach. So this movie is just really dark and really depressing, and I don't know, it's weird.
Also, let's talk about how they kill half the cast in one scene, with the helicopter.
Yeah, he blows up the helicopter.
And it doesn't even get in a really slow death scene. They're dead.
Well, his fire breath is stronger.
And I will add, Godzilla is apparently the god of destruction in this movie. They say a god incarnate. I've seen things where he's literally supposed to be a god of destruction. He's not even he's no longer a mutated lizard. He's just a god at this point, which is kind of weird. And again, the beginning, it's so weird.
Boiling water.
It goes to the coast. No, it's not even that first. It goes to the Coast Guard. They're on a boat, a boat, but there's nobody on the boat. There's no traces of anything that happened on the boat. Everything's perfectly fine. There's just nobody on the boat.
There's the shoes. There's even shoes there.
And all of a sudden, just a tail comes out of the water.
No.
Yeah. The water boils, and there's blood, and then a tail comes out. It was really confusing.
Hey, what's that noise? And then it goes to a scene from the city point of view, and you just see this big explosion of water.
Oh, I've already seen that part online, and it's the guy's at a meeting. He says, "Oh, it's definitely not gonna come on land."
Yeah.
And then it
shows it coming on land.
And then he goes, "What came on land?" And then it just shows the thing on land.
And it has that nice music.
This movie it's got a lot of nostalgia.
The music
even though Godzilla is terrifying in this movie.
I think this film, it's been unrated. It hasn't been rated in the U.S. yet.
Really?
But a lot of people think it's going to be rated R.
The blood.
There's a lot of blood in this
yeah.
movie.
Well, surprising. That's not very surprising for a Godzilla film, because remember, Terror of Mechagodzilla got a G rating.
Yeah, and that obviously was not very accurate.
No, but remember, movies back then.
But at the time they didn't have PG-13. It was just G and PG, right? I don't even know they had R at that point. They might have.
Yeah, they did.